themselves in the picture. Fortune Finder and Taringa are coming home well. It's Fortune Finder the middle and Iska going home the better now, and Iska in the middle of the track has won it from either Fortune Finder or Taringa. A photo for the minor end of the prize. They were clear then of Linguist, who held on pretty well down on the inside, and then Caressing. Tahuna Gold and Cursail next down the grandstand rail, and further back in the field to finish, Turlington, who showed up before weakening, and Joyenda. One of the last is Hurricane Iniki and Clearly Ours.
All-Star Cafe, a length and a quarter further back to King Crease. Persian Peril in need of a run is held up on the inside for the moment. Around the Miss World, 6 or 7 lengths away to Full Gallop, not stretching out all that freely. And forget about Miss Oizo Girl. On the side they race now. A line of 3. Miss World joins on the inside. Cracklin Jack, and in the centre All-Star Cafe. Persian Peril's hope is to get a rails run if they happen to fan on the turn, but they haven't sufficiently. Now there's a bit of a gap. It's trying to push through on the inside, but it's Cracklin Jack the leader. Persian Peril trying to get up on the inside. It's hit the rail, and there's dust going everywhere. The favourite's been cut right out, and now Miss World races up on the outside. Miss World goes to the front in an action-packed first event of the day. Persian Peril got going to run second again, and it'll be interesting to see what happens if it had a run third to Cracklin Jack, but there may not have been a run there anyway. Then King Trees, followed by All-Star Cafe. They were followed by Full Gallop, and the last one in was Miss Oizo Girl. Well,
Aussie Icon dropped back a conspicuous last. Wicked Burrito, one of the early leaders, over and above, hopped into stride very, very quickly, and so too did Dark Reef, and right up there is Amity Comet and company there, with Chief of Mission getting back a little now as they sort themselves out and go past the 1,000, and the favourite over and above is the leader narrowly from Amity Comet, third City Charm from Dark Reef, Wicked Burrito, Persian Spy wide out, and then comes Byzampian, followed by Chief of Mission. On the inside next is Canadian Jazz from Aussie Icon, and last of all is Empire of the Sun. Down the side they travel, and over and above got away from Amity Comet to lead it by more than a length. Third is Dark Reef from City Charm. Off the track is Persian Spy. A length further off is Wicked Burrito, and then Byzantium pretty wide out. Canadian Jazz the inside from Chief of Mission, and the last two are Aussie Icon and Empire of the Sun, going very wide on the home corner. Byzantium, and straightening up, it's over and above, about 2 lengths clear on Amity Comet. A length the Wicked Burrito, who's going after over and above very, very quickly, and at the 200, Cooksley gets desperate on the favourite over and above. It's got no answer to Wicked Burrito, and first up from a spill, Wicked Burrito put pay to over and above. Right down the outside, coming home late is Canadian Jazz, but too late, and Wicked Burrito wins it from Canadian Jazz over and above, and then Chief of Mission, Amity Comet, City Charm, Persian Spy, Dark Reef, Empire of the Sun from Aussie Icon, and last to greet the judge was Byzantium. Number 5, Wicked Burrito, $7.80 and $2.20. 6 Canadian.
Was fractionally slow. The bookmaker has ridden out of the stalls after jumping well. Lord Sedona away well. Drinking jumped okay, easing back after the start. Going past the 1,600 metres, Lord Sedona moving up on the outside of the bookmaker. They share the lead going into the back with Star of Frontier whipping around the outside, will soon be in front, and Lawrence settling down fourth now. 2 lengths behind those is No Foresight. Another 2 lengths to Rompers on the inside of Triplon. 2 further back is Drinking, and 1.5 to Refugee. At the back of the field going past the 1,200 metres, Star of Frontier drawing about a neck in front of Lord Sedona holding the rail. 3 lengths to Lawrence third, 3/4 away the bookmaker fourth on the inside. 2 lengths to No Foresight, another 2 lengths break in the field to Rompers inside Triplon. 2.5 or 3 further back is Drinking, and 1 to Refugee at the back of the field when they head towards the 800 metres now. Star of Frontier on the outside of Lord Sedona are the 2 leaders coming up towards the home turn. Lawrence enjoying a good run third outside the bookmaker. 1 to No Foresight on the rail. Rompers from Triplon. Now Drinking taking to the outside to make some ground quickly, and Refugee getting up on the inside but into a pocket. Field bunching. They haven't run the last few hundred metres very quickly. Lord Sedona, Star of Frontier, the 2 leaders. Lawrence, No Foresight out wider. Drinking's come very wide but only within a couple of lengths of the leader now, and the bookmaker's got a glorious run on the inside at the 400, and the bookmaker's shot through on the inside. Drinking out wide. No Foresight between them, followed by Triplon, and then Refugee. It's the Bookmaker heading down towards the 200. 2 lengths to Drinking, Triplon and No Foresight battling along gamely. It's the Bookmaker down at the 100 though. He's got 3 lengths in front. Drinking trying hard with Triplon and Refugee, but the Bookmaker, although tiring on the line, will be too good. And the Bookmaker won it by 2 lengths to perhaps Drinking second. Refugee ran on well out wide, and Triplon's over on the inside. Photo for the Miners, clear of No Foresight and Rompus, the 2 fillies finishing together. And then a long break to Star of Frontier, who weakened very badly after showing up. Lawrence is second last, and Lord Sedona a bad last.
Couple have missed it. One of them in particular was Touch of Power, who was very slow to begin, and so too was Animus. Away very fast, Lightning Fire, and going after them too was Angel Spice, and also pushing through it on the inside now is Ryko. It's into a prominent spot with Blue Moon up there too, and so was Shamrock Orb, and kept very wide Martise. About 2 lengths further back in the field behind those then came Miss Marcause. Back on the inside of those was Wayaka. They were followed by Assassin, who's about 6 lengths off them, and so too is the other one that's had good support, Magic Prospect, 2 lengths away, then about a dozen lengths to Touch of Power, and 5 or 6 away last of all Animus. Around the home turn, they've strung out all over the place here, where the leader's coming back to them, Lightning Fire. Martise has run to it very quickly, then came over on the inside Miss Marcause, and still there Ryko, and out wider on the track now comes Assassin with a late finish, and Shamrock Orb and Blue Moon are there too, but Martise is the leader with 50 or 60 metres to go. Coming hard is Assassin. It's been a big effort, and Assassin has mowed them down. Assassin gets up to score from Martise. Must have given them 6 or 7 lengths at one point. Third might be Lightning Fire. Ryko's there with Blue Moon, and deep and late on the scene too was Magic Prospect from well back. They were followed further back by Miss Marcause, and then came further back Shamrock Orb.
8 of them are away on their 2,500-metre journey. It's Not My Fault actually first away. Hwangi is going up quickly now, followed by Sea Reason. Second last is Scenic Lodge, and the rank outsider in the small field, Brave Hunter, drops to the tail of the field now. They race along the straight and down towards the winning post with a bit more than a lap to go, and Hwangi leads the way. It's about 3/4 of a length on It's Not My Fault. Just over 1/3 is Sea Reason, parked on the inside of Scenic Lodge, and a length the Brave Hunter. We've got 3 country horses in this and 2 city trained gallopers, and as they turn out of the straight now and go over the crossing at the 1,900 metres, and Hwangi, who's trained at Conjola on the south coast of New South Wales, is just the leader from the Warwick Farm prepared It's Not My Fault. 2 lengths to Scenic Lodge, who's right on the back of It's Not My Fault. And he's going to be left without cover now, Scenic Lodge, as It's Not My Fault has gone to the lead. Scenic Lodge, the third horse, is trained at Scone. Sea Reason from Newcastle is going up on the inside of Scenic Lodge, and a length of the Rose Hill prepared Brave Hunter. To the back of the course and over the crossing here at the 1550, and the rider on Scenic Lodge, Bradley Pengelly, not happy with the speed being established by Corey Brown on It's Not My Fault, and Scenic Lodge, who won at Gosford last Thursday, goes to the lead. And as they race down the back of the track, it's Scenic Lodge out by 3/4 of a length to a half length on It's Not My Fault, and Hwangi drops back into third. Sea Reason is fourth, and 3/4 to Brave Hunter. Well, despite the smallness of the field, it's a very interesting race this, and leaving the 1,200 pole behind them, and Scenic Lodge out of a form of very good race mare, Just Jealous, and the leader goes onto the far corner with a break of about a half to 3/4 of a length on It's Not My Fault. Hwangi is right on the back of Scenic Lodge. Now, young Brad Pengelly is starting to kick a little on Scenic Lodge, and as they work to the side and come to the next crossing at the 800, Scenic Lodge about a length and a half. It's Not My Fault. A neck to Hwangi on the outside, 2 Brave Hunter, and a neck back on the inside is Sea Reason. 6 lengths covers the 5 of them as they head along past the 650, and Scenic Lodge is being taken on by Hwangi now, though. It's Not My Fault, a length and a half, third 2 to Brave Hunter, and nearly 2 lengths last is Sea Reason as they commence the swing. 450 left to go, and Hwangi on the outside from Scenic Lodge, who's tending to dig the toes in a fraction, and It's Not My Fault is coming back on the inside, and the rank outsider coming at them, Brave Hunter. At the 220, Hwangi grabbed by It's Not My Fault. Brave Hunter on the outside. A race in 3, 150 to go. Brave Hunter out after It's Not My Fault. Oh, Hwangi got tightened up between them. It's Not My Fault came out onto Brave Hunter and flattened Hwangi. It's Not My Fault has scored from Brave Hunter. Hwangi got poleaxed. It's run third, Sea Reason fourth, and Scenic Lodge, well, he didn't see the 2,500 and finished a fairly distant last. Well, despite the...
Blushing next to her, the favourites drawn alongside one another. Big Sheriff getting a little towie. Off they go. And Amy's Blushing and Sports Circuit both began well. You're a Legend away quickly with Leap and Twist and Fire Chief showing some pace, but Amy's Blushing shot across the field and comfortably took up the running, the little mare. Down by the post the first time. Amy's Blushing 2 lengths. You're a Legend and Sports Circuit about a half a length away third. They're followed by Kaylee Forever, who's working wide round the field to get into a more prominent role. Over on the fence then is Fire Chief, and they're followed by West End Fly, 3 deep turning out of the straight, followed by Big Sheriff, Leap and Twist on the rail, 2 lengths to Ocean Law. They're followed then a little further back by King Birdie going up wide around Golden Light. Fjord settled second last, and Lightning Leroy 2.5 behind those. Amy's Blushing along the riverside, leads by about 2 lengths to Katie Forever. It moved up into second placing. You're a Legend a neck away third on the inside, going past the 1800. West End Flyer is fourth, but still racing out 3 wide at that point. Sports Circuit in the centre, Fire Chief the rail. King Birdie is going forward out wide, 3 or 4 deep there, going towards the 1600. Then came Big Sheriff over on the inside as Leap and Twist, 2 lengths to Ocean Law, and then came Golden Light. Third to last behind it is Fjord, and 2 lengths to Lightning Leroy. Amy's Blushing the leader with King Birdie pulling a little over on the outside at the 1400 metres. Got within a neck of the leader, 2 lengths to You're a Legend. They're followed by Big Sheriff taking off around the outside, and the race of changes might soon go to the lead. They're followed by Kaylee Forever on the outside there in 5th placing when they go to the 1200 metres. Next, West End Flyer, Sports Circuit. Over on the rail is Fire Chief, and then came Golden Light, followed by Ocean Law. A good way back as Leap and Twist, who's lost a bit of ground over on the inside from Fjord, and Lightning Leroy last of all going by the 1,000 metres. Amy's Blushing on the inside has been joined by Big Sheriff. Kaylee Forever's a length away third. West End Flyer's been covering a good deal of ground, and they're followed by You're a Legend and King Birdie. 2 lengths further back in the field is Sports Circuit, but then 5 of the leader now from Fire Chief, who's over on the rails, and then came around the outside Golden Light starting a run. Behind those is Fjord following it into the race, and Ocean Law a good way back from Leap and Twist on the rail and Lightning Leroy. Pretty bunched though as they swing around the home turn now, 500 metres to go. Amy's Blushing in the pink cap on the rail, Big Sheriff in the purple colours, Kaylee Forever out 3 wide. You're a Legend going for a rails run, and Fire Chief is just behind them. Sports Circuit is back second last at this point with Golden Light starting to unwind a run. Amy's Blushing again took the lead at the 200 metres. She leads from Fire Chief on the rail, Big Sheriff battling on, Golden Light the outside, and then Katie Forever. Fire Chief having a crack at Amy's Blushing. Amy's Blushing just in front. Fire Chief tries hard. Amy's Blushing or Fire Chief. There's little in this. Golden Light third just in front of Katie Forever. They're followed in by Big Sheriff, and then came Ocean Law. Back behind those Sports Circuit. She was trailed in by West End Flyer and Lightning Leroy. And a break to Leap and Twist, You're a Legend, King Birdie, and Fjord dropped out to be about last of all. Amy's Blushing with Fire.
And they were followed further out on the track then, or getting in inside of horses now, Armand Special. Back behind it then came Rubicon, followed back behind them then on the outside by Jackson City, then Prince Astral, QE Bono, and back to last is Grafted. About 8 lengths first to last, maybe a...
Waits right, correct weight Flemington, waits right Flemington.
Along the far side, second placing in the centre in the all-black Lasting Spirit. On its outside, Harcourt, Our Crest, has got a lovely run up on the rail to be equal third with the favourite. They were followed by Lips and Kiora Scott, and around them Rubicon, and further back jamming up behind them with nowhere to go, Armand Special. In the all-white next was Retirement Fund, and they were followed in that division around them by Jackson City, and further back behind those QE Bono. Grafters joined in with Prince Astral at the tail of the field. Around the home turn, Red Dawn shows the way. A length and a half out. Cresta hasn't gone around a horse and rails up onside this leader. Wider out, Harcourt is now letting sail. It's coming after the leader, and Harcourt raced up to Red Dawn. Our Cresta still going to get a run on the inside. Just can't quite go through at the moment, and just in behind them in the all-black was Lasting Spirit, but Harcourt draws clear in the last 50, and Harcourt will go on and win from Red Dawn. Our Cresta held third, fast finishing Scarlatti got fourth, just ahead of in the centre Lasting Spirit. On its outside Rubicon, back on the inside was the all-white Retirement Fund. Then came Armand Special, Lips, and followed further back by Jackson City, Kiora Scott knocking up. Then QE Bono followed by Grafted, and last in, and basically last throughout, Prince Astral.
And join the fun from a wide alley, jump beautifully and lead 3/4 Bombshell Beauty. Summerstone third from Ireland Whirl, and then Glorious Note followed by News of the World. A length the Town Plaza, then Parasini Band-Aids followed by Corelli. A good margin to Navigating, and Sleep In is last of all. 700 to go. And join the fun, joined by Bombshell Beauty. Summerstone in third spot, a length and a half to Glorious Note, followed by News of the World. A length further back is Town Plaza, and then a break to Ireland Whirl, who's out very wide from Parasini Corella, and then Band-Aids and a good margin Navigating and Sleep In. They're homeward bound now. And join the fun from the Waterhouse Establishment. Straightens up a half Bombshell Beauty. Summerstone coming at Join the Fun, and then Glorious Note followed by Parasini. News of the World is under the whip. Down to the 200, Join the Fun the inside from Summerstone and Bombshell Beauty, and then on the inside Glorious Note, but Join the Fun in front. Summerstone is battling on doggedly but can't catch Join the Fun at the moment. It's all Join the Fun, and Join the Fun wins well. Summerstone second, little between Glorious Note and Parasina for third, and then came News of the World, Town Plaza, Bombshell Beauty, and then Corelli, who made up many lengths after blowing the start. A break then to Ireland World, Navigating, Sleep In, and last home was Band-Aids.
Kaylee Moonlight settled at the back of the field when the starter said go. Now Oompa Loompa's got back there as well. Knockrow jumped out fast but is headed off by Duke of Westbury. Duke of Westbury settling at the 1200, more than 2 lengths to Knockrow, and Red Ochre moving up on the outside as the leader tried to slow, and Red Ochre whipped around the outside to take it on now. Duke of Westbury a neck away the fence. Knockrow with a nice trail third, a length and a half back. About 3 lengths to Tabaran and Hot Taste together. 2 lengths to Kaylee Moonlight, and another 2.5 further back in the field is Dance the Night on the outside of Oompa Loompa. At the 800 metres now, and Duke of Westbury kicked through again on the inside and leads Red Ochre. 2 lengths to Knockrow, a length and a half further back is Tabaran on the inside of Hot Taste, and then Kaylee Moonlight on the outside of Oompa Loompa, and Dance the Night is last of all coming around the home turn. Duke of Westbury on the rail is going to corner just the leader from Red Ochre the outside. Knockrow's had a beautiful trail and eases out around their heels now. Hot Taste on his outside cornering, and then came Tabaran and Oompa Loompa getting through on the inside. Duke of Westbury the leader inside the 400 metres. Preble has him by 2 lengths to Knockrow, and Oompa Loompa the inside, and then Hot Taste with Kaylee Moonlight the widest runner, and Tabaran battling along at the moment. They're getting tight at the 200, and here Knockrow, Oompa Loompa claim the lead with Hot Taste on the outside. Duke of Westbury battling the rail. Hot Taste, Knockrow and Oompa Loompa, and Tabaran is now swapping the lot of them, and Tabaran's got up and won it. Tabaran's flashed home on the outside and beaten Hot Taste and Knockrow. Oompa Loompa close up, and they're followed then back behind those by Dance the Night, who made late ground. Duke of Westbury led at the 200 and has clearly missed a place. A gap Kaylee Moonlight and Red Ochre.
Chester Door got a nice run second, 2 lengths away. Then came Badminton Boy outside of Round Lake, a length and a quarter away, with the rider standing high in the irons. Looks to be travelling well, the favourite Woodford. Evermore Many the inside, a half the outer Canterbury Lad. 2 lengths further back to Swift Halo. 3 lengths out Tad's Niggled At, and so is Diesel Injector under the stick at that point, but not making any headway. Onto the side they race now, and here the leader going to the 650 was still Angel Gabe by 2. Badminton Boy in hot pursuit. Chester Dior still there. Woodford is about to round them up from further back Round Lake, and then came Swift Halo from back in the field, getting past Canterbury Lad and Evermore Mini, and hopelessly tailed out are our Tads and Diesel Injector. 400 out now, and Woodford's after the leader Angel Gabe. Slipped past the other challenger Badminton Boy, and Woodford now on turns with Angel Gabe as they turn. Angel Gabe didn't handle the corner at all well and straightened up and joined quickly by Woodford, who's raced clear. Badminton Boy back to the inside, and they were followed by Swift Halo, who's looking a bit of a threat. Woodford is flat strapped with 100 to go. Swift Halo the danger down the outside, and Angel Gabe's coming back. Woodford's tossed in the towel, and Angel Gabe and Swift Halo hit the line together. Swift Halo maybe a nose to Angel Gabe. Well, I don't know what the future holds for Woodford in this grade now. Had every possible chance. They were followed by Badminton Boy, who didn't quite finish it off as his punters would have liked. They were followed further back by Chester Door, Evermore Mini, Diesel Injector, Our Tads and Canterbury Lad. A couple of disappointing runners in that. The favourite Woodford and the well-tried Badminton Boy.
of the gates, and the gates open. There they go, and one of the best to bounce out was Tobacco Flat. Covenant going up very quickly with Gallant Pride, Corona Day and Instructions. Top Weekend trying to get across from that wide alley, then Iron Storm, a length to Academia, Willow Star, and then Genioso must away, and El Montazar is last. To the back of the track now, 1,500 to go, and Gallant Pride is the leader, a half length on Corona Day. Instruction settles third, getting its mouth wide open and racing a little greenly. Covenant the inside fourth, a length the Top Weekend, then Iron Storm, Tobacco Flat. About 2 lengths then to Academia, followed on its inside Willow Star, and a break then Genioso, El Montazar, and must away another 2 lengths back at the rear, and would be at least 12 lengths from Gallant Pride, who makes play going onto the far corner near the 1,000. It's Gallant Pride about 3/4 Corona Day. Top Weekend wide out third, Covenant the inside next, and then Instructions followed by Academia moving away from Tobacco Flat from Iron Storm. About 2 lengths further off is Willow Star, El Montazar 3 deep. Genioso the inside, and Must Away brings up the rear. Down the side they go, and along towards the 700 marker. Not a lot of change in the order. Gallant Pride in front, a half length on Corona Day, and wider is Top Weekend. Covenant is getting every chance given to it by the rider. Then comes wider out Academia, tending to drop off Instructions from Tobacco Flat, and on the extreme outside next as they commence the swing, El Montazar straightening up now, and Gallant Pride has been the leader from almost the word go, and flattening for the run in. Gallant Pride a half length on Top Weekend, the stablemate. Corona Day in between them, followed by Academia. Covenant trying to get out. Iron Storm is next, and then El Montazar. Top Weekend hits the front. 150 to go. Top Weekend from Corona Day, Gallant Pride. Then Tobacco Flat, Covenant finally seeing daylight. Finishing on, will it be too late? Top Weekend in front. Covenant won't reach it. Top Weekend from Covenant and Tobacco Flat, and then came Corona Day. Iron Storm in company there with Academia, then Genioso. Gallant Pride knocked up. A gap then to El Montazar. Further away in the field came Willow Star. Second last Must Away at Absolute Instructions.
Kingdom was out in a hurry, and Ancona Edition rushing straight to the front. Skytress settling handy from Travelot on her outside, and Zartea a bit wider out. They're being followed a bit further back by Danish Habit, improving over on the outside as they sort themselves out into stride, and Manawatu about 6th or so on the rails. Hibernian Prince towards the end in company with Break the Bank, and heading to the 1,400 metres now. Ancona Edition a half length clear to Danish Habit, has got into the box seat outside the leader. 2 lengths further back is Zartea on the outside of Jolly Tip, and 1 further back is Travelot. Travelling out 3 wide at the moment though. Over on the inside is Manawatu and Dark Kingdom in the centre. 2 lengths to Skytress and Ecto Aktung. 2 lengths to Break the Bank and Tycoon out wide, followed by Radira, Kiwi Saints, and a length to Hibernian Prince. Ancona Edition 1,000 to go, led a half Danish Habit, a length and a half Jolly Tip, and Exartea 4th. 1.5 Manawatu over on the inside in 5th, placing down the side from Travelot, Dark Kingdom. 1 Skytress, Tycoon wide out. Over on the inside is Aktung. 2 lengths then Kiwi Saints to rail from Radira, Break the Bank, and Hibernian Prince making a run out wide. There's about 650 metres to go. Ancona Edition led the field just before the turn from Danish Habit. Zartea's moved up 3 deep now on the outside of the 2 leaders cornering. Jolly Tip just behind them, followed by Travelot, and then Skytress, Dark Kingdom. Tycoon out wider when they set sail for the run of the Judge, and Manawatu on the rail. Break the Bank still a fair way back. They corner and below the 400 now. Danish Habit moved up to Ancona Edition. Jolly Tip's got a run between horses now, and Zartea out 4 wide. Travelot 5 deep coming at them, and then Skytress followed by Aktung. It's Jolly Tip in front inside the 200 from Zartea. Manawatu, Danish Habit, Travelot, Skytress. Jolly Tip with 50 to go, led Zartea. Skytress trying hard. Jolly Tip in front. Jolly Tip, 1.5 lengths Zartea, and ahead to Skytress. Manawatu close up, and then Break the Bank, Aktung, Travelot, and Danish Habit. Behind them Radira, Tycoon, Dark Kingdom, and they're trailed by Kiwi Saint. Back behind it was Ancona Edition and Hibernian Prince.
The newcomer missed it another, Gerald, by a couple or so. Young Kevin didn't show any great early speed, and getting away very quickly on the inside. Nariuko Lad looking for the lead with Heavenly Azure, and also going with them Hartono Boy, followed by Rajari. There's 1 caught on the outside of those, and that's Lil Miss Cake 3 deep, and they were followed further back then by Blue Diesel, who's working up between horses. Dibs Laddett's inside and Padanis around it. A length away behind them Para Prince, and 3 then to Young Kevin, and totally tailed off is the newcomer, another Gerald. On the side they race, and the leader still is Heavenly Azure, the outside, Hartono Boy the inner. Nariuko Ladders drop back behind them, going up to third, Little Miss Kate on the outside of Rajari. As they turn for home from Nariuko Lad, hard ridden, and wider out Blue Diesel. Dibs Lad goes up between horses, wider out on the track Para Prince, and then last of all Padanis, and second last actually, and last Young Kevin. But down with 100 to go, Heavenly Azure and Hartono Boy joined by Little Miss Kate. Little Miss Kate comes at them quickly. Little Miss Kate in front and wins ahead. Rajari got through to get second, third. Down the outside, late on the scene, was Para Prince, and over on the inside was Hartono Boy with Rajari there too, as we mentioned. And a good finish. Back behind those, Heavenly Azure, Blue Diesel. Young Kevin got past.
And about 2 lengths further back in the field on the outside, Steeler Moratti just shading it on the inside. Racing along to the 1200 marker, and the leader is Irish Dapper, about 3/4 of a length on Royal Door. 2 lengths away third is Double the Ton, who's travelling on the outside of, at this stage, he's embargoed, and 2.5 to punt. Second last is Moratti, and Steeler close up on the outside. Racing onto the side of the track now. They've got about 850 metres left to travel. There's no change in the order whatsoever, and the Narromine train galloper is the leader, Irish Dapper. Royal Door's keeping it honest, sitting at the quarters of the leader, 2.5 lengths away next, Double the Ton, followed by He's Embargoed, and then about 3 lengths to punt, Moratti the inside, and Steeler whips them in with 600 metres left to go, and there's still no variation. Irish Dapper leading out by 3/4 of a length on Royal Door, 2.5 to He's Embargoed, followed by Double the Ton on the inside, 1 to punt, Moratti, and Steeler last as they straighten up now, and at the 350, and Royal Door on the outside runs up to Irish Dapper and knows it. He's Embargoed 3 out, and now Punt putting in the big ones down the centre of the track. He's Embargoed's rider goes for it. Punt is the big danger on the outside. Punt collars He's Embargoed, who's not giving in without a fight, but it's Punt in front, drawing clearer He's Embargoed, and Punt coming right away now, and Punt wins it well from He's Embargoed. Double the Ton got third, Royal Door fourth, then Moratti, Steeler and Irish Dapper couldn't see out the 1550 and finished at the rear of the field.
Stalls stayed closed. The fillies settle again. Off they go. Flame Trail began well. Down on the inside with Kalaki. Look Harder began quickly too. Gin Sling is prominent, just easing back a little early. Society Borders up fifth on the outside of them from Seldom Court. The Means Girl. They're followed then by, towards the end of the field, is Our Natural out 3 wide. Over on the rails is Fair Quest. And Scenic Lady dropped out to be last of the field, going past the 1600 metres. Not a great deal of pace on. Look Harder eventually is working to the lead, about 1.5 lengths in front. Kalaki is ridden along on the inside to hold second. Seldom Court moving up on the outside, and also with those is Gin Sling about a head away on the outside of Kalaki in fourth placing. 2 lengths to Flame Trail. The Means Girl is outside of her. 2 lengths then Society Ball, followed then by Fair Quest on the inside of Our Natural, and back 2 lengths away passing the 1200 metre mark is Scenic Lady. Along the side of the course they run, and Look Harder by 1.5 lengths. Seldom Court is up second. Kalaki is in third placing on the inside of Gin Sling, nicely placed. 2 lengths to Flame Trail, who's racing in about 5th position on the inside of Thameen's Girl, and then 2 lengths Society Ball, followed by Our Natural. A fair way back is Fair Quest on the inside, and Scenic Lady last of all, going past the 800 metres. Look Harder just the leader from Seldom Court. Gin Sling right there third, the grey on the outside, and Flame Trail is going through just inside her, followed by Kalaki, and then Society Ball in the red cap as they swept up towards the home turn. Our Natural is taking off around the outside. Into the straight they race now, and here Gin Sling had moved up fast on the outside to have a crack at the leaders. Look Harder down on the rail, and Seldom Court with the baldy face between the 2 leaders cornering. Then Flame Trail, and Our Natural is coming down the outside from Society Ball, and next is Kalaki. Gin Sling is tackled by Flame Trail, and Our Natural with Society Ball switching to the inside, coming home well. It's Our Natural and Flame Trail out wide, going to the lead together. Society Ball on the rail. Gin Sling drops off. There's 3 across the track. Our Natural and Flame Trail from Society Ball finishing well on the rail. Society Ball, Flame Trail, and Our Natural. Oh boy, 3 across the track. Our Natural out wide, very prominent, with Our Natural on the outside of Flame Trail and Society Ball. A great finish, and Ginsling weakening to 4th.
On their way, and looked a reasonable start, although beaten for early speed was Bainey, and also getting beat back in the field was Love's Rule. Good battle for the early lead, going fast and Nuna looking for it, and over on the outside Sun's Anvil was prominent early. Close Handy Trays just in behind them, then came Fashion Mode, followed by Western Spice. Around the outside Wool Presser improving, further back in the field then Setterfield He's Home. They were followed by Quaid. Port Star's a fair way back. Further back on the inside was Chaba. The stablemate Bainey around it, and last of all 2 lengths away was Love's Rule. This leader's flying along in front. It's Anuna for young Angela Simmons by about 5 or 6 lengths to in second placing Trays on the inside. There's one over on the outside just obscured from my view for the moment. Western Spice is going up to be 4th. The one out wide was the Toppy Sun's Anvil that was obscured. 2 lengths further back in the field behind those then came Wool Presser. Next on the inside and hard ridden but not responding Fashion Mode. Quaid around them. Held up now angling around horses. He's Home followed by Port Star. Ford Bainey followed further back in the field by Chaba, and last of all Love's Rule. And the leader is Anuna as they race down to the 200 by 3 Western Spice, and out wide Quaid is plugging home. So too is Wool Presser. Anuna still the leader with 100 to go against the strong headwind. It can hardly lift its legs, and Quaid has raced up on the outside, and Quaid hands and heels does it nicely, scores softly in fact, a length and a half to either Sun's Anvil or Wool Presser, stopping Anuna 4th. They were followed by Western Spice, and then came He's Home and made a bit of ground, as did Port Star. Further back Trays followed by Bainey, Chaba. They were followed
And Gentle Princess, I'm zooming, and Cherokee Lass brings up the rear. Chanceuse increasing her lead on Night Luck on the crest of the corner to about 2.5 lengths. Lovely Louise is 3rd. Bayview back on the inside, 4th a length to Marlin, and then Princess Babu as they straighten up. 300 left to go, and Chanceuse again being taken on by Night Luck. Bayview angling for the inside run. Marlin coming home, and then Lovely Louise, Gentle Princess, and Princess Babu. Many chances, 120 to go. Chanceuse the lead. Princess Babu is starting to gobble it up. Princess Babu hits the front from Chanceuse. Gentle Princess is flying too late. Princess Babu beat Gentle Princess on the inside. Chanceuse battled on. It is in the photo with on the outside Cherokee Lass for 3rd, and then came Subway, Bayview, Marlin, followed by on the outside I'm zooming Night Lark 2nd last, and Lovely Louise back at the tail of the field.
Off. He bounded away Northern Cyclone, Tie Boxer, Chief Havoc out in a hurry towards the outside, and Madberry went quickly early. Dropping in behind them, Threadneedle, He-Man, the Grey across their heels, changing course. In fact, they're all coming to the outside rail. Waver Tree steadily making ground across the field, and Solomon Prince has gone out hard. They've gone past the 800 metres now, and it's Madberry against the outside rail, one of the leaders in company with Northern Cyclone in the orange sleeves and cap. Chief Havoc is just outside him. Solomon Prince in the blue sleeves and cap, widest of those leading horses. Waver Tree is just on his outside. Tie Boxer behind the leading horses. They're followed by Fate Surprise coming down the middle of the course. A fair way back, Threadneedle, He-Man, and Miscontrol back last of all. Northern Cyclone near the outside rail is the leader here from Chief Havoc. Tie Boxer under pressure. Waver Tree closest to the middle of the course, and He-Man switching off heels. Our Floral Prince with the leading horses. Northern Cyclone is being tackled by Waver Tree, and then Tie Boxer. Northern Cyclone is holding on in the last bit though, and Northern Cyclone too good, beat Waver Tree. Tie Boxer 3rd, and then Our Floral Prince. Threadneedle next, and a gap to He-Man, a long break in the field to the head of the other horses, Chief Havoc, followed further back in the field then by Madberry back there with Solomon Prince, and with those was Fate Surprise, and a bad last was Miscontrol.
Coast and Port Lincoln on the bay, operated by the Ford family. There's the light. They've jumped at last, and King's Image was a bit slow to begin. So too was Circle of Fire out wide. Must Unite began well. Carlotta Star showing good speed, and White Ice likewise. Lyricdale goes to 3rd, 4th King's Image, and around the outside Cheeky Chat, and that's keeping one very deep. Sparoo around that first turn. Further back behind them, Mr. Ponch, just worse than centre field. Then came Beau Planito, the Grey, working between Must Unite out wide, and over on the inside Common Seal. A length further back to Circle of Fire, who's now gone to last, and just ahead of it in the all-white Camus Kamazam. The leader is Carlotta Star at the 800 by a half to Lyricdale, 2 lengths to White Ice third, and fourth the Inside King's Image, followed by Cheeky Chat to fifth, and then came Sparoo getting a little closer. Must Unite is still out in the limb, and also around them Kamazam and the All White. Common Seal found a rails run. Further back behind those then Mr. Ponch, who's well back with Bo Planito on the outside, and last is Circle of Fire. 6 or 7 lengths first to last at the 400, where Lyricdale cut loose and came out to go to the lead by a length and a half. White Ice is after it, and over on the inside under pressure Carlotta Star. Further back Cheeky Chat runs on out of the pack from King's Image. Must Unite is there with Common Seal. 2-horse War inside the 200. Lyricdale a length and a half. White Ice is trying hard, but Lyricdale is still in front. White Ice isn't going to get it. Lyricdale hangs on. Lyricdale wins from White Ice. Third was Cheeky Chat. Fourth Must Unite, followed then by King's Image. Over on the outside Common Seal, and between them late Circle of Fire. Further back Kamazam and the All White, followed by Sparoo. Then came Mr. Ponch, followed by Bo Planito, and last in the early leader Carlotta Star.
And Very Jusser on the outside is having a shot at Salerno, but Salerno's going to hold the lead. A half length or so on Very Jusser, 2 lengths to Bold Nuage around Prophecy, and the next pair Super Steam on the outside of Special Occasion, and 2.5 to 3 lengths Balciano Miss. They work along the back of the track now and go down to the 1200 marker, and Salerno slips away now, given a bit more rain. It's about a length and a half, Very Jusser. Third posse is occupied by Prophecy, and then Bold Nuage. Special Occasion the inside from Super Steam, and 3 lengths further off is Balciano Miss. To the 1,000 metres in this order, and Salerno lopes along about a length clear on Very Jusser. 2 lengths away, third Super Steam rather. Gaining ground now, and as they come along the side of the track, the leader is Salerno, getting his own way, about a length and a half still Very Jusser, and Super Steam with that quick dash into third posse, and fourth is Prophecy, fifth is Bold Nuage, second last being Special Occasion, and 2.5 lengths further back is Balciano Miss. It's Salerno leading the way as they come onto the side of the track for Craig Agnew. Salerno's lead is about 3/4 to a length, Very Jusser, being tracked by Super Steam. Now Bold Nuage about to be revved up and goes to the extreme outside. Prophecy sticking to the inner from Special Occasion and Balciano Miss. Heading for home now, and Salerno taken on again by Very Jusser. On the outside, Bold Nuage, hard ridden to make up ground from Super Steam and Prophecy as they come to the 200 marker. And on the inside, Salerno and a Very Jusser. Bold Nuage can't reach them. On the inside, Salerno is pulling out plenty. Very Jusser can't match it, and Salerno in fact comes away to beat Very Jusser. Third, Balciano Miss. Fourth home was Bold Nuage, then Prophecy, Super Steam, and last Special Occasion.
Runner, Perforate stood in well. Off they go. And a good dispatch. Proud Pack away well with Triumph, and away quickly to Knight's Tale. Perforate in behind them early with Lumberman going forward, and they're followed by Luca Brasi, Bluestone, Navajo Flash, and Raft dropped out to be last of all going past the 1800. And it's Triumph the leader. Bowls clear by about a neck to Knight's Tale, and 2 lengths to Lumberman up in third placing. Proud Pack a half a length away fourth. Perforate nicely placed a half length back fifth the outside. 2 lengths then to Navajo Flash, Luca Brasi together, and then 2 lengths behind them is Bluestone with Raft at the back of the field. Knight's Tale had taken up the running at the 1400 and went out more than 2 lengths in front here. Triumph is second, 2 lengths to Lumberman third, 1 then to Proud Pack fourth on the inside. Perforate 3/4 away fifth the outside. 2 lengths behind these is Navajo Flash on the inside of Luca Brasi, and 2 lengths to Bluestone, and 2 away at the back of the field is Raft, about 1100 to go, and the Genuine Tempo set by Knight's Tale about 3 lengths clear. Triumph is second, Lumberman a half a length away third the outside, and then Proud Pack fourth on the rail from Perforate having a good run, easing out 3 wide there. Navajo Flash poking up in the centre, 2 lengths Luca Brasi, Bluestone, and Raft last of all coming to the 800 metres. Knight's Tale only 3/4 of a length clear from Triumph. Lumberman third. Proud Pack fourth on the inside of Perforate. Navajo Flash is close and handy coming to the turn, and then Luca Brasi, Bluestone, and 2 lengths to Raft, but only about 7 or 8 lengths would cover the field. They're bunching at the turn. Knight's Tale joined by Triumph, and on the outside Lumberman cornering. Proud Pack under the whip. Perforate popped the question with the red cap, running on fairly well. Bluestone coming to the outside, but Triumph sprinted quickly at the top of the straight. Got away a couple of lengths in front. Lumberman is trying hard under the whip. Then Perforate, Knight's Tale, followed by Navajo Flash and Bluestone. Triumph the leader though at the 200, has a nice handy break over Lumberman, who's trying hard, and then Navajo Flash. Triumph the leader at the 100, holds Lumberman and Navajo Flash, and Triumph for Aaron Spiteri takes out the last. Triumph first, beats Lumberman a length and a half. Navajo Flash third, and then Bluestone, Knight's Tale. Perforate didn't quite go on with the job. Back behind her to finish in the race were Raft, Luca Brasi and Proud Pack.
Jugar Gem pushing through. The one that was trapped out wide was Huts Ruby, and up in that Division 2 was Rovlar. Just behind those in the all-white was Billy Cut, and then in the all-black Front Beach, and around them came Green Flight, but a bit of a tough job to do from there. Electro Lassen, 2.5, Bay Retrieve not travelling. 400 metres out, Dave Don is plain sailing a length, Ivana Hard Ridden. Then into third, Huts Ruby, followed by Jugar Gem, and out wider on the track, Front Beach is running a bit of a race, and they were followed very deep on the outside by Green Flight, but the leading pair have kicked away, where it's Dave Don a length and a half in front, trying hard on the outside, Davana, and then further back to Green Flight running on, but it's still on the inside, Dave Don. Now Davana comes at it. Davana grabs Dave Don, and Davana's too good. The mare goes home to score. 3/4 over Dave Don. Third, I think, Front Beach in front of, on the outside there was Green Flight, who made up some ground but got too far back early. Further back in the all-white next in with Huts Ruby on its outside, Billy Cart, Jugar Gem knocked up. They were followed further back by Rovlar, Never a Chance, Electro Lass, and always at the tail of the field was Bay Retreat.
And one of the best away, Gazelle. Face It jumped out pretty well and going up rather smartly as Spy Novel. Not a Mistake is not far away, and then comes at the head of the others time after time. Precious Henry very deep, not as wide as Charo Boy, and then comes Blue Ballad. About a length and a half further back in the field is Thackeray from Patra's Reply, Wolf Winter, and 2 lengths to Digger Bill. They sweep to the side of the track and along towards the 800 marker, and the grey Spy Novel is the leader now. Precious Henry wide out goes to second, Gazelle third, and Not a Mistake is fourth. Charo Boy is very wide from Blue Ballad, and then Face It time after time from Thackeray, Patra's Reply, Wolf Winter, and a length further off is Digger Bill. They're racing fairly well packed, 500 to go, and Spy Novel is the leader, out by a half to 3/4 of a length, Gazelle. 3 out is Not a Mistake, and then Precious Henry, and Charo Boy is the extreme outside. Face It behind those, and Thackeray's got 5 behind it as they straighten up, and Not a Mistake went to the lead from Gazelle. Spy Novel's dropped off from Charo Boy. Here's Digger Bill from last, scooting down the outside, and Thackeray is starting to find ground through on the inside, but in the meantime Digger Bill out near the centre of the track, or a little wider, hits the front. Thackeray second, Patra's Reply getting home late, Digger Bill still in front. Thackeray lunged at him. Boy, this is tight between the pair. Patra's Replies run third, and then came Not a Mistake, Blue Ballad, followed at the head of the others, Charo Boy, Face It. 2 lengths then came time after time from Precious Henry, and the last 3 in were Gazelle, Wolf Winter, and the early leader, Spy Novel. Oh, one stopping and one coming very quickly has made this awfully hard to determine in the final event of the day.